It's your boy. I'm going to have to shrimp myself for this one, people. We're signing in. King of the Pit TV. We're doing a little bit of research today, people. I'm doing it for you Offspring fans, because I know there's plenty of you out there. You nutters, you crackers, all of you. Not in a racial way. You're crackers. It's what we say over here, people. You're crackers. You're a cracker, mate. So, let's delve straight in. I've listened to the debut record, the LP, of course, Ignite, and now I've listened to Smash. So what we're going to do is we're going to revise them albums via Wikipedia to see if there's anything interesting in regards to it. And we're also going to be, let me see if I can get you a better view, one moment. What we're also going to do is, uno momento. What we're also going to do is have a look at the actual band's history and anything interesting in regards to the band. Alright, so my apologies for slipping and slurring all over the place. We're going to get into it. This one goes out to you Offspring heads, all of you punk rock heads, all of you gel in your hair heads. Alright, so an American rock band from Garden Grove, California, formed in '84. So an early start. This band formed when Ride the Lightning by Metallica came out, I think. Am I right in saying that? Garden Grove was also a song by Sublime. So maybe they came out, well, I think Sublime came from Long Beach, right? Garden Grove in Long Beach or something along the lines of that. Orange County. You don't hear about Garden Grove, at least over here in the UK you don't. Originally formed under the name Manic Subsidal. The band's current lineup consists of lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist Brian Dexter Holland, lead guitarist Kevin Noodles Wasserman, bassist Todd Morse, and drummer Brandon Pertzborn. Wait, so lead vocalist? Is he the original? Is he the original writer? He's the co-founder and former, the last remaining original member. So my man Dexter, he's just going around getting them songwriting royalties, my man. I'm glad to see he's still in demand. Over the course of their 39-year career, The Offspring has released 10 studio albums and have also experienced a number of lineup changes, most notably with their drummer. Their longest-serving drummer was Ron Welty, who replaced original drummer James Leger in '87 and stayed with The Offspring for 16 years. Let's see if he's in any other bands. My man Ron formed a band called Steady Ground. That's as much info they got for him. And as far as James Liljer, he's an American gynecologic oncologist. I wonder how much money's in that. And a musician from the LA area. All right, so yeah, I think he's got bigger things on his plate. You know what I mean? So there we go. It's a bizarre field of work to go in, isn't it? Really. I mean, he must be touched by some particular reason to go into that field, or maybe the money is just fantastic. Who knows? I don't know any fellas who decided to take that route as far as that is concerned, career-wise. I digress. Welty was replaced by Atom Willard in 2003. He joined Rocket from the Crypt. Anybody aware of that band? Anybody also aware of The Special Goodness? He's also a participant in them bands, or at least was. Who was replaced 4 years later by Pete Parada, whose drumming career began in '95 when he joined LA band World in Pain on a recommendation from future Korn drummer Ray Luzier, and then Steel Prophet in '96. I've not heard of any of them acts. I heard of Korn, of course. Right. Who remained as a drummer until he was fired from the band in 2021 for refusing to get vaccinated. Alright. And was officially replaced 2 years later by their current drummer, Brandon Pertzborn. I mean, that is a tragic way to go out, but they weren't letting people fly. I know people in bands, they weren't letting them fly unless they got that. I don't want to start triggering things. Okay, so they got replaced by Greg K. Crisel, one of the Offspring's co-founders, was their bassist until 2018. So he was fired from the band due to business disputes. probably royalties. Thus leaving Holland as the sole remaining original member. Kreisel was replaced by Todd Morse of H2O, who has been the Offspring's touring guitarist since 2009. That's wild. That's wild. That's such a mad crossover. Todd Morse of H2O. The Offspring is often credited alongside fellow California punks, bands Green Day, NoFX, Bad Religion and Rancid for reviving mainstream interest in punk rock in the 90s. They have sold over 40 million records worldwide, making them one of the best-selling punk rock bands in history. I've got the genres down here, right? Punk rock, skate punk, pop punk, melodic hardcore punk, alternative rock. After achieving a local following with their early releases, including their 89 self-titled debut and the vinyl-only EP Baghdad, the Offspring signed with indie independent label Epitaph and released 2 albums, Ignition and Smash. Smash, which contained the band's first major hit, Come Out and Play, helped to propel punk rock into the mainstream and holds the distinction as one of the best-selling albums released on an independent record label, selling over 11 million copies worldwide. I'm blagged that Epitaph is independent. Owned by Bad Religion guitarist Brett Gurewitz. That's crazy, isn't it? Where do we go from here? So, the success of Smash attracted attention from major labels, including Columbia, with whom the Offspring signed in '96. So, they went from indie to major. Their first album for the label, Ixnay on the Hombre, did not match its predecessor's success, but received favourable reviews and gold and platinum RIAA certifications. That's backwards. That's completely backwards. So, they ended up signing with a major and not receiving the success of their predecessor. That's crazy. The band's 5th album, Americana, regained their previous level of popularity, obtaining support from MTV and radio and selling over 5 million units in the US. The Offspring has since released 5 more albums: Conspiracy of One, Splinter, Rise and Fall, Rage and Grace, Days Go By, and Let the Bad Times Roll. Cool. So we've got the early years here, a little bit of history. Let's see what we've got in store. Hold on. So the foundations for the Offspring began with guitarist vocalist Brian Dexter Holland, who was a drummer at the time, and bassist Greg Kreisel playing together in a garage in Cypress, California in '83. After hearing the TSOL, which is what State of Alert album, Change Today, was Henry Rollins in TSOL? Let me just have a look. Past members. Bro, this band's got an entire bloody page for past members. How many past members have they got? Oh, no. I thought Henry Rollins was in TSOL. What was he in before? Government issue or something? Anyway, come on now, people. Let me know that one. At a party and following a riot at a 84 Social Distortion show, they began to form a band called Manic Subsidal. Holland changed his role from drums to guitar, and the band was rounded out by singer Doug Thompson and drummer Jim Benton. Marcus Parrish briefly joined as a second guitarist, however, no recordings were made at this point. After Thompson was forced out, Holland took over vocals and Benton was replaced with Clowns of Death drummer James Liljer. In '85, school janitor Kevin Noodles Wasserman, also formerly Clowns of Death, joined as a second guitarist, allegedly because he was old enough to purchase alcohol for the other members who were under the legal drinking age. What a classic. In '86, after changing their name to The Offspring after a B movie called The Offspring, They Were Born to Kill, the band released their first single, the 7-inch I'll Be Waiting. We got a page for that. Cool, right. They released the single on their self-made Black Label record company, named after the brand of beer. An earlier version of I'll Be Waiting, then known as Fire and Ice, appeared on the long out-of-print Subject to Blackout compilation tape, released the same year. The Offspring also recorded a demo tape in '86, which received a positive review in Maximum Rock and Roll magazine. Liljer left The Offspring in '87 to pursue a medical career in oncology and was replaced with Ron Welty, who was 16 years old at the time. Right, so now we've got the self-titled and Ignition. After recording another demo in '88, the Offspring signed a record deal with small-time label Nemesis Records. In '89, the band teamed up with producer Tom Wilson, who had worked with the Adolescents, Kennedys, Social Distortion, the Vandals and Youth Brigade, to record their first album titled The Offspring. How much information do we have on that debut? Yeah, enough to make a comment on, so we'll do a different video for that. Nemesis released the album in limited numbers and only on the 12-inch vinyl and cassette formats. The album was not released on CD until '95. 6-week national tour followed, but who was it with, I wonder? But Noodles was later stabbed during a performance at a Hollywood anti-nuclear benefit. Jeez Louise, my man Noodles. And that is punk rock, innit? In '91, the Offspring teamed up with Wilson again to produce the Baghdad 7-inch EP and a third demo tape. This EP and demo were instrumental even to the band signing with Epitaph. In '92, Tom Wilson and the Offspring returned to the studio to record their second album, Ignition, which was released in October of that year. The band went on to US tours with Pennywise and Lunatics and a European tour with NOFX. Or NOFX, as some people might know. So that's a little bit of history, a little bit of background in regards to the early years of the band. What we're going to do now is have a little peek into the records that we've checked out as of so far, and then we're going to continue on and check out the mainstream success with Smash and have a look into the information that surrounds that. Alright, so hold on tight, people.